What is up, my beautiful people? Welcome back to episode 7 of the Bling and Branding Podcast, where we come to be entertained, educated, and elevated. This is episode 7, which means I am about to pass the threshold of like most of the podcasts that have ever existed in the world, which is super cool to think. Obviously, I haven't had the best audio quality. I've had some hiccups along the way, but I'm so happy and so proud of this journey I've been on with you guys so far. Thank you for being here if you're still here, and if you're new, welcome. Today, I just felt kind of called to talk about kind of the importance of what it is to be a personality hire. And if you don't know what that means, don't worry, we're going to get into it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. See you on the flip side. Alright, so what the heck is a personality hire? A personality hire is a person who is hired due to their personality traits, their attitude, and their behaviors, rather than, the skills, qualifications, and credentials being the forefront and reasoning to why they are hired by a certain company. And this is not a bad thing. This is no shade. In fact, I think there is so much value in being the personality hire because you can always learn trades, you can always get credentials, you can always learn skills, right? Those are things that are hard skills that can be obtained from, enough time focused on, obtaining whatever it is you need to obtain. You can't really teach soft skills, you know what I'm saying? You can't teach somebody how to have an infectious personality. You can't teach someone how to have magnetic energy. You can work on that as your own person and meditate and sit with yourself and figure out how to, change your mindset to, intentionally become a person like that. But if you're not innately born with that set of skill, with that ability, odds are it's super, super hard to get to that point, right? So today, I just kind of want to argue the importance of it, of why personality hires are so important and what they do for organizations, really. So, in terms of organizations, a personality hire is typically going to be someone within the recruiting space, within the marketing space, something creative that have a great ability to talk to people, that have creative, fresh ideas, that aren't taken down by little small things that happen throughout the day, but in fact just continue to build upon their energy. And they're just the types of coworkers that everybody likes to be around, right? That's the type of coworker you want to see when you're having a bad day, when you walk into the office and you're like, today sucks, ugh. And then you see, Michelle, who has got a beaming smile and has always got some joke or some funny trend to show you on TikTok or something sweet to share or some compliment to give. These are the types of people that raise the vibration collectively. These are the types of people that make work fun. And, if you work for a company that's probably less than ideal, make it worth coming into the office every day. We are just as important as the coders, as, the deep workers, as the people that keep everything afloat in terms of, the day-to-day processes and whatever the fuck your company does, right? So how do you know if you are a personality hire? I mean, it's usually pretty easy to spot. But if you are the type of person that most of your coworkers gravitate towards naturally, if you're always in the center at the kitchen during lunch hours, if you're always the type of person that's looking for compliments to give, if you're always the type of person that's volunteering for the company events, for the things that boost morale, if you're that type of person that it's just an all-around good vibe and, attracts that sort of attention, that you're the personality hire, babe. That's what you are. And it's nothing to be ashamed of. I feel like it gets such a bad rap. There was this trend going on TikTok recently that was saying, are you important to the company, or are you just the personality hire? And I thought that was so problematic because, you know, there's all these different types of people in the world, right? Everybody plays their own certain role and fits into their own niche, and we shouldn't ever talk down on people for having different sets of skills, right? And I just firmly believe that. But the personality hire, like I said, is the type of person that is really necessary, especially like when shit's hitting the fan, because we're the people that's coming around like always looking at the bright side, always trying to stay positive. Like, you know, there's a time to be a realist and like accept defeat and whatever. And then, you know, there's also a time to lean into shit that's hitting the fan and like use it to your advantage and make the best of the situation, right? Okay, so you might be asking yourself right now, Ricky, how the hell does this tie into personal branding and branding as a whole, and what are you talking about here? Well, I bring this up because as a person who's a personality hire, we're typically the best at breaking the mold and straddling that really nice layer of professionality, corporate lifestyle with personality, right? So the personality hire is the type of person that's able to take everyday work things and office things and, you know, whatever, and use their personality, use their personal experiences, and merge the two together to create really engaging content. Because really, at the end of the day, having a personal brand is just about being an immaculate storyteller, right? Being able to post content that's relatable, but also provide some sort of value, whether it be educational, entertaining, or, you know, providing some sort of fresh perspective. And us personality hires, we just got that on lock. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're also great communicators and collaborators. So when, you know, we are approached by our superiors to do special side projects or, you know, marketing things or whatever, like we jump all over it. We're so excited to collaborate with others, share ideas, get together, do things for the good of the company. Like, we're just all in with anything, and we love to feel wanted, and we love to provide those vibes. And before you come for me, there is actual validity to this. Forbes did write an article on the role of the personality hire who brings the workplace vibes. And essentially what they said was the personality hire can be an asset to your team because they have effective communication skills. They are essential for collaboration, planning and executing innovative projects, and conveying messages to clients or stakeholders. We're good at communication that fosters a healthy, positive relationship. Yes, queen, just like I said. And also for nurturing relationships inside and outside of the workplace, right? So in terms of keeping everybody together and the morale inside of your four walls is really, really important in the workplace to help boost engagement and performance and reduce turnover to increase retention. Yes, just like I did at my previous job. You know, we thrive in a situation where we get the opportunity to plan and execute celebrations and inside and outside office events and things of that nature that, you know, aren't necessarily super in the professional realm, but are good for morale, like I said. And then in terms of the client side, personality hires are really good at playing the long game. And by that meaning, you know, we can utilize our social platforms, we can utilize our social selling and brand strategies and brand development and personal branding to make these connections online. And for people that prefer to do business with people that they trust and like, we are the perfect people to bait those fishes. Know what I'm saying? So yes, there is actual validity to personality hires that isn't just for the vibes. We actually provide, you know, in certain situations, things that other people really can't. And we do have a place in the workplace that is just as important as the people that have super highly technical, sought after skills that went to school for a million years and can do things that, you know, other people can't. And let's be honest with ourselves, right? The corporate landscape is changing. The 9-to-5 scope is changing. We're seeing Gen X and baby boomers kind of retire and step out of those roles. And we're seeing millennials step into those positions of power, into those leadership roles. And millennials were the generation that brought, you know, tattoos into the workplace, that brought work-life balance into the workplace, the importance of, you know, liking what you do. They didn't necessarily completely push that agenda all the way, but Gen Z now that they're in the workforce completely, has really pushed that agenda and solidified it, right? So now we're seeing this huge shift in culture in terms of what a 9 to 5 looks like now. And there's always going to be technicalities. There's always going to be people that, you know, are strictly professional all the time. Like, that's never going to go away. But we're definitely seeing that shift, and that need for that personality hire is definitely there because the way business is done is different now, right? It's now acceptable to reach out onto social media platforms and build a relationship that way and then, you know, proceed to do business. Some people like that. Nobody wants to be pitch slapped, right? So there is such a value really in taking that personality hire one step further and really utilizing that to your advantage. It's all about being in the right situation, having the right opportunities presented to you for your personality type, right? And that's why what I'm really trying to drive home here is there is value in knowing your strengths and capitalizing on them. Now let's talk about the personality hire that maybe gets let go or has to move on from their current situation to the next. The personality hire is always going to get beaming letters of recommendation from their superiors, from people in other departments, from all walks of life throughout the company, because they were always pleasant to be around. They were always yes people. They were always there when shit was hitting the fan. They were always there and willing to lend a helping hand in any way that they possibly could. And this is real. I obviously, you know, earlier, or the end of 2023, decided that I wanted to embark on my own journey, right? And just kind of saw the writing on the wall and decided to head in another direction. I didn't even have to reach out and really ask for recommendations. I had my amazing coworkers come to me asking how they can help me in my next chapter. They're so excited to see what I'm gonna do next. Like, my boss wrote a gleaming letter of recommendation. Everybody reached out and was, you know, just so kind and accepting and amazing. And that's yet again another reason why there is so much value in being the personality hire, because you are nice and sweet and charismatic and generous to everybody that, you know, you come across in your working space. And even people that didn't work at my company that have followed my personal branding journey reached out to me and was like, hey, how can I help? What can I do? How can we work together? Like, there's so much value in it. I can't stress that enough. I think everybody can stand to use a little bit of that in their everyday life, in their working life, just bringing a little bit of positivity and, you know, uplifting others and just being a positive beam of light and energy. Everybody can stand to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I might be beating a dead horse at this point, but I've just seen so many people make fun of the personality hire and kind of write it off as just an airhead type of person that doesn't provide any real value. And I just wanted to debunk that and get on here today and say, yes, there is value in that, and you should never be ashamed of being the personality hire. And it's totally a skill that a lot of people don't even have the ability to possess. So freaking pop off, queen. Oof, I'm clearly very passionate about this topic. So thank you so much for being here while I unpack all of my feelings surrounding being a personality hire and the importance of it, because it is important, right? I mean, I hope I convinced you after this 15-minute rant. Well, guys, I have so many exciting guests planned in the coming weeks, definitely opening my horizons in terms of the types of guests that I'm having, so we can have all kinds of new, fresh mindsets and perspectives and learn from the best of the best. Thank you so much for being here today. If you liked this episode, please like it, rate it, download it, subscribe, share it with your friends. Let's all have some laughs, lessons, and brand new perspectives together. I release brand new episodes every other Friday Junior or Thursday, so stay tuned and see you on the flip side.